Kanye West went on Drink Champs and he mentioned that the Jews control the media, they control the banks, etc. Obviously, he got debanked right after.
Right.
Lost his billionaire status in a day, pretty much. Everyone, went crazy on him, saying that he's anti-Semitic or whatever for acknowledging that Jews have a disproportionate amount of influence in banks and media,
Hollywood as well,
and Hollywood. And people didn't like that.
So far, that Harley Pasternak threatened to take away his children and said that I'm going to send you to Zombieland to medicate him.
Okay.
So, and this again was he was a certain group of person, and all of Hollywood they wanted to medicate him and control him.
Yeah, and Kanye West, I will say this: he brought this topic up to light, which is why people have been talking about this and were scared to talk. Actually, more likely scared to talk about it because you can get canceled for talking about this shit.
Yeah,
and they can take away your family. That's the threat. Harley Pasternak also was the same person, like speaking in Ellen Page's ear, and not Ellen Page, not Elliot Page. A lot of these Hollywood handlers, they give you this woke ideology instead of making you speak up. If they don't want you to speak about stuff like this, that's why everybody's extremely afraid to talk about it.
So I will say this. I will go ahead and turn it. Nick, do you want to kick this off with the media, Hollywood, etc., or if you want to just keep it direct with the media so we can stay focused, we can talk about that. Or does
I've got a good way to lead it off into that if you want to talk about that.
Lead it off,
please.
Real quick. Yeah.
Was that a Roman? I thought I just saw a Roman go up.
I'll show you a Roman.
All right,
Lightning more. Let's go fast.
Lead it off. Hey guys, do me a favor. Check all these guys out. All their links are below. Support Nick on cozy.tv/Nick. Support Destiny on YouTube. Support Zherka. Support Sneako.
Twitter.
Rumble.com/Sneako. And then check out the official John Zherka on everything else. So guys, support these guys. Like I said before, everyone else is way too scared to have this conversation. You ain't gonna catch content like this anywhere else.
And chat, after this one, if we don't go live for a week and you compare our content to what the fuck Ethan Klein shit you've been watching, you're going to be suicidal. Don't be suicidal, chat. Remember, you support us. We give you more gold like this. And Steven, I was just going to ask you, right? I was going to ask one question. Do you agree that all foreign wars, Democrats and Republicans both agree? Like, that's the one time they don't have any friction against each other. Isn't that kind of suspicious? Like, especially for Middle Eastern wars around Israel.
Not really. It probably shows that we only go to war when there's strong consensus in the United States about going to war.
Okay. Go ahead and
I just thought it was interesting about the media.
Right? Yeah,
one thing that's really interesting is if you actually read that clean break memo, Syria is referenced first, like multiple times over Iraq. So you just totally fucking made that up, which I thought was really funny.
You just Googled it on your phone, but you can read it on the show.
Okay, let's not digress, Destiny.
You just Googled it on his phone. He didn't read the full thing.
All right, take it. Did you want it to kick off with
no, you guys want to bring that up, but he totally fucking
Kanye said that the Jews control the media in Hollywood. You could go ahead and take. Do you agree? Disagree? Is it in certain components? Go ahead.
Sorry,
yeah. Well, I mean, look. I mean, the Kanye thing is just basically undisputable. I don't know how anybody could look at that and not see exactly what happened, which is simple cause and effect. He talked about the Jews, and then he got totally financially ruined, reputation destroyed, ruined in the media. And I was there in the war room with him as it was happening in November and December, and it was literally like could not find a fucking lawyer. Like he was being sued by Adidas. It was some civil thing. And I remember him like literally could not find a business lawyer to come and help him. This is a multi-billion-dollar deal.
Wow.
So I wanted to hear Destiny start off because I want to hear the rational Reddit explanation for that. You know, what happened with Kanye.
The rational explanation is if you attack Jews, if you attack LGBT people, if you attack minorities, you're probably going to get shit on in the United States.
Really?
That's not true. Zherka attacks Muslims and then he has to.
I fight them on the street.
He fights in the street. Bitch. If you attack Christianity,
two of them, you fucking goat fucker.
If you attack Muslims, then you'll have physical altercations.
Isn't he literally permanently banned from Twitch?
Not for that. And hold on. You're saying if I attack Mexicans, JP Morgan is gonna fucking float down from the fucking gates of synagogue of Satan? Are you fucking joking?
If you attack anybody, I don't think anybody will give a fuck because you're John Zherka.
Well, hold on. Explain to me this, since Ben Shapiro's little bitch ass is watching, huh? You little Turbo Zio bitch, fucking bitch, fuck you, fuck Media Matters. You're afraid of competition. This kid would have whooped your ass, you fucking boring fuck. But check this out, Ben. How come Ben can shit on my black African nigga community and talk about crime statistics for decades? But when Kanye brings up one Jewish question, JP Morgan and the whole world tries to cancel him. And what's funny is every single argument, when everyone stood up to attack Kanye, everyone's argument, they froze and it got very awkward. Piers Morgan, everyone, they're like, they didn't know what to say. The point that Kanye brought up was never answered.
Right.
They just punished him. What was the answer? What was Piers Morgan's answer? You don't remember because no one answered the fucking Jewish question. That's the point.
Because
What
bringing
was
it
the
up is
question?
interesting.
Answer the
Kanye,
JP Morgan
what
thing.
was
Answer
Kanye
the JP.
asking? What was Kanye asking? What was the question?
If Ben Shapiro can attack black community and nothing happens, why did JP Morgan shut down for Kanye?
What do you mean if Ben Shapiro
He
can
asked
attack the
one
black
Jewish
community?
question,
I'm
and
pretty
JP
sure
Morgan shut down $200 million.
Zherka, let him please
Ben
answer.
Shapiro
Sorry,
made
it's my
one
black
tweet.
side. I got low IQ and high testosterone. Sorry, it's a
Ben
warrior
Shapiro
dude.
made one tweet about what was it, like Arabs don't build anything, they just destroy.
Oh, he
in
lost his
response
bank
to-
for that?
And he didn't lose his bank for that, but he's been shut out or attacked for that for fucking
Didn't he-
15 fucking years over that.
his
shit.
career broke after that.
Let me just make sure I get this. Basically, what Nick is trying to say is that when other classes of people are criticized, they don't feel they don't experience the same level of debanking, cancellation, and I guess vitriol that you do if you criticize a certain country and a certain group of people. If you criticize blacks, if you criticize Hispanics, if you criticize Christians, white people, whatever,
Yeah,
you
I'm
deal with
asking
almost
you
more
honestly, is
consequences.
there an example of somebody with a 10-figure net worth that has come out and shit on any minority group of people?
Mel
Trump.
Gibson.
Donald Trump.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah, and
the
which
guy whose
community?
entire career got fucking destroyed?
Exactly, but which community destroyed him, idiot?
No, but I'm asking you.
You fought
I'm asking
Jews.
you. Let me listen. Okay, I'm asking you.
Wait, what? You want that one? You want Mel Gibson too? This is like science, bro. This is
let
stupid.
him
Hold on,
speak,
wait a
bro.
second.
Let him
Hold
speak,
on.
please.
It's been a
Let him
while. I'm
speak.
sorry. Wasn't Mel Gibson canceled because he literally said the N-word in that phone call to that lady?
No,
he said
Hold on.
No.
I know you guys
JQ.
are about to, but my understanding, didn't he
guy's an
leak that
idiot.
phone call where he told that he was his mistress or ex-wife
He
or
was
whatever?
talking about
No,
Jews
and he
when
was
he was
talking about the
dropping the
N-word, or
phone.
was that
Yeah,
just Jewish
Jews
people?
got
So-
mad because he said nigger.
Guys. Guys.
It's been a long time. I don't follow every single fucking
Let's
drama
be
thing,
respectful to Destiny's viewpoint. Again, I'm just here moderating. I'm just simplifying it. All Nick is saying, right, and Kanye West said this as well, is that if you criticize other people, you're not going to deal with the same consequences. But if you criticize anyone that's a Zionist, Israel, Jew, anything like that, and say anything about, they're disproportionately represented in certain places despite only representing 2% of the population, they're going to cancel you.
Sure,
That's
and I
all he's
understand,
saying.
but my question is,
I mean,
Go ahead, please.
because
Go
I
ahead.
want to state it.
well, wait, real quick, because you can even Bible this. Are there any other billionaires that are shitting on minorities so that I can compare? Like, for instance, has Jeff Bezos come out and said, like, Mexicans run this shit, I don't like them, blah, 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 and nothing happened to him?
Yeah,
Because my
Trump.
understanding is typically when you're worth that much, you don't usually attack
Hold on,
any
Nick, go ahead. You can
minorities.
respond.
Yeah,
Nick, go ahead, respond.
Trump said we're going to ban all Muslims from America. He didn't lose Twitter. He didn't lose banking. He got the Republican
He just said he's
nomination.
going to do it
was
again,
fine.
too.
Yeah. So there's one.
And he was
And
forced
then-
to regulate relations with Saudi. Like, they still made him do something for their Jewish friends, Saudi.
Well, and let me say some more on this. So in the conservative movement, it's well known, you can literally say fucking anything about Muslims. You can go in there. Glenn Beck is he's not worth $1 billion. He's worth $250 million. He can go out there and write a book that says it is about Islam. And in the book, he argues that Islam is an evil religion and they all got to go from America. He's worth $250 million. Robert Spencer, not Richard, but Robert Spencer, he's a Jewish anti-Muslim guy. He could go out there and say similar things. Milo at one point, who's a Jew, could go out and say, I'm going to go and burn the Quran in Sweden during Pride Month or whatever the fuck it was 10 years ago. And he's got bank accounts. He's still got Jewish support. And same thing with Ben Shapiro. Shapiro literally called for a genocide. I'm not sure if you're even aware of that, but he wrote a column and said, transfer is not a dirty word. We need to ethnically cleanse Israel and get the Palestinians out.
Total
that was in a
faggot, by
column.
the way. Ben Shapiro, total faggot. Faggot in the chat for Ben.
And that was in addition. To saying
Free
that
Palestine in the chat.
Arabs
Let's go.
bomb shit and live in open sewage. He never faced any repercussions or penalties. It's, of course, only, and even Leafy. Leafy can go on Twitter and say LGBTQ people are evil and all the stuff that he didn't shout out Leafy. He's been doing a great job. He hasn't lost his Twitter. Elon personally told Ye he cannot come back to Twitter.
Yeah, look
Why
who's banned
the
on
fuck
Twitter.
do you think that is?
Nick's still banned on Twitter.
Do you think that if we
Sweden-
look at so we can explain this with two ways. Either one, I guess because Jewish people are in control of who gets banned from all of these organizations, or two, can you not just look at where broad U.S. support is and realize that companies are probably doing things to keep broadly the United States citizens like in line with their corporations? So if you were to ask, for instance, if you were to poll U.S. citizens, do you broadly support Muslims in the Middle East more, or do you support like Israel and Jewish people more? Everybody over the age of like 40 is literally an Israeli simp, Donald Trump included, as much as you seem to want to avoid that.
Wait, your original argument was you could get in trouble for any minority attack.
There
and now
are
you're
certain.
shifting
I think that
the
if you,
goalpost
I think
a
that if you,
thousand miles. And why
I
did you
think that
get
if you,
it, bro?
sure.
Come on.
I think that if you, I think that if
Fuck
you get
off,
on
bro.
Twitter,
No,
I think that if you get on Twitter, I think that if you get on Twitter,
this is cheating. What he's doing, it's a waste of my time.
He's formulating his
yeah,
argument.
I think that if you get on Twitter, and I think if you shit on like right now, I think if you do like LGBT people, I think you're probably going to get a lot of trouble for it. I think that if you shit on,
You won't get
Wait,
banned.
define trouble.
No.
We're talking about JP Morgan, bro. Stop saying
JP
define
Morgan,
trouble.
my understanding is Kanye literally shit on the CEO of that company personally.
What the?
No.
You think that's why he went down?
I think he literally shit on that company personally. Yeah, he shit on the CEO of that company personally.
So how come
it's not surprising
so how come he can't get one fucking lawyer? But he shit on every fucking
what
firm?
I'm saying is, also Kanye West is fucking insane. What I'm saying is
Why is he
literally,
insane? Just not true.
because he's
Name
got
one thing
fucking
he said.
manic bipolar. Because everybody in
So
the
do
fucking
you.
world, I don't have manic bipolar.
You take Adderall and you're fucking.
I don't take any
Zherka,
Adderall.
Zherka,
Go
let
to
him-
search
let
my
him
apartment and
for-
find a single fucking
I
pill.
think cocaine.
When I'm all on stimulants like you, I start projecting.
We have to let him formulate his argument. He's giving
Sure.
a response for why people don't deal
What I'm
with the
saying
same
is that, yeah,
consequences.
if I'm trying to figure out like where is the repercussion of the American people, I can try to go by Jewish people that sometimes control the media and sometimes don't, or sometimes control the government, or sometimes don't, or sometimes push their interests, but they're not from Israel. Or I could say, what do the American people broadly support? I don't think America right now cares that much about people in the Middle East. So if you come out and you shit on brown people or people from the Middle East or Muslims, I don't think they care that much. Now, if you would have shit on Ukrainians, I think that probably would get you a lot of pushback right now. If you would have shit on Jewish people, for a lot of reasons, that probably would get you a lot of pushback right now. If you would have shit on black people, depending on how you do it, that probably get you a lot of pushback right now. But I don't think that it's just like the Jews.
Can I go?
Go ahead.
The reason why there's so much emotional baggage with that tribe is because of all the Hollywood movies on World War II depicting them as victims, but none about the people Stalin killed or any other dictator, Tojo's fucking Jap face. I'm telling you, you've never actually wondered why every World War II movie is from that point of view, that lens. Literally every Hollywood movie, me and Nick growing up were like, Inglourious Bastards, oh no, oh, this is the only tragedy in history. Nigga, I'm from a war. I'm a refugee, bro.
And you showed it in this debate. You insinuated a couple times that I'm a Nazi, and you said that Nick is a Nazi. That's the most
I
insensitive
said
thing to
that
call
Nick is a
somebody.
Nazi. You literally
Who
started by
trained
calling me
you-
far
but hold on,
leftist. You don't even know what communist or
Steven-
socialist means. You said I was a
But
communist.
Steven,
leftist.
who trained you to spellcast to disparage someone with the word Nazi? Who trained that in you?
I don't think anybody
No,
at
who
this
put that in?
table.
Which
I
part
don't
of the
think
media put that
anybody-
impulse in you?
I don't think anybody at this table is getting just about the
Do
word
you think?
Nazi.
Do you think a fat Chinese media outlet put that impulse in you to call him a Nazi? Where did you learn that behavior?
By listening to what he says about Jewish people in the United States.
But when you call someone a sexist, communist, faggot, whatever.
Do you think I do that a lot? Do I call people sexist?
Well, no, we get it from the external world. So media trained us. Why did they train you when you're losing an argument to put a mustache on him?
I called him a Nazi once at the beginning of the debate. None of this is about me just
But why
calling
is
him a
it
Nazi.
why is it the most powerful word you can use?
It's not the most powerful word right now is probably racist, I think, or transphobe. Those are the ones that were more shut up
Nazi-
right
Do you
now.
hear what I'm trying to say or no?
What?
Like that you were
racist.
trained
Yeah,
by
you're
media.
saying that there's some manufactured consent because Jewish people run all the fucking media in the U.S. Blah blah blah
Like
blah.
at 8 years old, you watching Glorious Bastards, Schindler's List, and all that.
Do you think there might
and
be
you
a
start
reason why
crying
the
for
United
fucking
States-
kosher bagel
Yeah.
boy? And
Do you think there might be a reason why the United States is more interested in like what happened on the Western Front than the Eastern Front?
say it again.
Do you think there might be a reason why the United States is more interested in what happened on the Western Front rather than the Eastern Front?
How is this relevant?
I'm going to kill myself.
All right.
How is that even relevant?
Let's
bro?
go back
Because
to
you
the
asked
media
me
thing.
why are
I'm
so
asking
many
about
movies?
media.
Why are so many movies made about World War II from that perspective?
Okay, Destiny.
Yeah.
Can you
Myron.
explain, I guess, the disproportionate...
How about this, Steven?
Zherka, chill, man.
I want
You had a
German
chance, bro.
movie.
You had a chance. I got to keep the shit somewhat controlled and not too wild all over the place.
What Rumble? Be wild.
Yeah, no, I know that, but what I'm asking is, Destiny, is do you have an explanation for the disproportionate level of punishment for criticizing anyone from Israel or Jewish people versus other races? That's what they're addressing.
My guess
That's
is
what
for
Nick asked.
older people,
Go ahead,
broadly
please.
speaking, everybody old in this country loves Israel. That's just a fact of the matter. Like everybody over 40 is a massive fucking Israeli simp. Younger
Okay.
people have issues with Palestinian stuff. More far right or far left people might have reasons for other reasons why. But broadly speaking, is even Nick would, I think, attest to this, that broadly speaking, Israel enjoys wide support from the United States, from Democrats and Republicans
Okay.
alike.
All
So my guess is attacking that group of people is probably going to get you in more heat because you're dealing with people that actually vote, you're dealing with people that actually buy shit, and then you're dealing with people that are like running those companies, not just you people, but everybody that supports Israel. That's probably why it's not a good idea to attack that group of people. in
No, I
general.
totally disagree. I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, the left has been drifting more pro-Palestine as opposed to pro-Israel. So it's not everybody that loves Israel. And by the way, we're not even really strictly talking about Israel. We're talking about any conversation about Jews or Israel gets totally censored by big tech, gets totally censored and
Why can you buy the book on
deplatformed.
Amazon?
Hang on. I'd let you finish. So let me jump in. You know, it's a fucking debate, dipshit. So I'm going to disagree, obviously.
You don't have
So
to
when
lie.
it comes to when it comes to criticism of Jews or when it comes to criticism of Israel, it's not like this is something that's just happening. There are high pressure groups that exist like the ADL. When it happened to Kanye, it wasn't like Kanye said that and then collectively everyone got together and said, well, we like Jews more than we like Muslims, so that can't stand. The ADL came out there at the front like they always are. Anytime anyone says something remotely critical of Jews in Israel, and they wrote a letter to Adidas and said, you better fucking disavow. And the threat was this: if you don't, we're going to run a media campaign and say that Adidas supports Nazis. Don't buy their shoes. They've done this before. They did the same thing to Facebook in 2020.
Did you see the letter by chance? Did you actually see it, what they said?
Yeah.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you see the one by JP Morgan?
It was public. The letter was public.
Because the JP Morgan letter was before.
Hey, let me finish.
He's explaining his
Okay,
stance.
go ahead.
So,
And then the JP Morgan.
So the point is this: it's not that this censorship stuff just happens. Like, for example, people ask me all the time. There was just a girl over here on Friday. I said, oh, I'm banned from Twitter. She said, oh, but they're reinstating people. Like, I don't know that. I know. And I told her, I said, yeah, I got reinstated for a day. Then I got immediately rebanned. I was one of 5 people on a list by the ADL that they said cannot come back to Twitter. And out of that 5, I'm 1 out of 2 that is, or 1 out of 3 actually, but 1 out of 2 that was not allowed to come back that talks about Jews. Andrew Tate got to come back, doesn't talk about Jews.
You did get to come back.
Donald Trump, and then got immediately rebanned, and all of my appeals got shut down.
Why'd you get rebanned?
They didn't tell me.
Because he
They
called
never
himself.
told me.
He called
What
himself.
did you tweet before you got banned?
He was
I
on a
tweeted
space
a
and he
video
said,
saying DEFCON 2.
and he was in a space and he insinuated he was baby Hitler.
So yeah, you got banned because you did the same shit that got you banned initially. You got rebanned again.
I got banned for bullshit the first time. They didn't even tell me what I tweeted because I don't break the rules on Twitter. The ADL said,
why would Twitter
hang on, I'm still not finished. These interruptions get tolerated. Unbelievable.
Answer his questions about why you got banned in this thing, if you
So
can.
the point is,
yeah.
To say that this is just happening because, well, it's unpopular with the American people. First of all, Jews aren't super popular with the American people. I think most people have a little bit of anti-Semitism or a little bit sus of Jewish people. That's first of all. That's what we're always reminded. You want to argue at the same time that there's record high anti-Semitism. Yeah. Also, it's a popular mandate, which is why any talk about Jews gets censored. So it's not some spontaneous coming together based on popular support. It's groups like the ADL, which has a $500 million war chest that goes out there and uses the bully pulpit in the media to smear anybody as an anti-Semite, blow them up in the stock market, use their connections. That's what's been going on forever. So, and you're on your phone. I know you're Googling.
I'm writing down notes. I didn't get a notebook for you, so I'm going to write it down in the little chat box.
I
would like to be clear. I want to reiterate again. He will never answer a question I give him. He hasn't. I don't think he's answered a single fucking question.
Nick, can you just explain to him why you got banned off Twitter, by the way?
I know why you got banned. I don't know why you're lying about it.
Well, you don't know because
you were in Twitter Spaces. You were in Twitter Spaces.
Hang on. Did you see the email I got from Twitter, which is why I was banned?
Yeah, I'm friends with Elon. He showed me.
Okay, so now you're just being cute. You didn't see it.
Oh, you don't believe I'm friends with Elon? I was on Lex Friedman's show. He hooked me up. Oh, wait. So what did the email say, Nick? What did the email say, Nick?
It said banned for violations of the terms of service.
That's all it said? Are you sure?
All it said. Yeah.
Oh, well, 100%. Do you think that going into Twitter Spaces and saying shit like Hitler is base, I love Hitler, do you think that might be a violation of the TOS?
No, because what I said wasn't a violation of the terms of service.
Oh, okay. So just to be clear, it wasn't because you tweeted DEFCON 2. You didn't say that you hid that because you didn't know that I knew that you were in that fucking Twitter space, even though we listened to
you said it's because of what you tweeted, and I said this is why I tweeted.
My turn to ramble. Don't I get to ramble a million things? Don't I get to ramble?
All right. You said that big people at home can see this guy's fucking melting.
You said that big tech is censoring JQ stuff. Okay. Elon Musk, Twitter is private now. Where's the pressure from the Jews?
They killed all his advertisers. They sponsored an advertiser boycott in December, and they didn't get all of them back, obviously. That's where you don't even know what you're talking about. They did the same thing to Facebook.
No. Okay. Fuck, that was a major L for me. Fuck, I didn't even think about that. Why are we in Rumble right now talking about this then?
Well, I've yet to be banned from Rumble.
See how they're all powerful that they can shut down Elon Musk, who is a fucking massive billionaire. What, the second or third wealthiest man in the world?
We'll see what happens.
On Twitter, they shut you down. Okay, Elon Musk, Twitter, private company. Rumble, publicly traded.
Amazing.
Holy shit. Rumble, publicly traded.
You're banned from everything. Why are you banned from Rumble?
Why is he interrupting me? Because he wants to schizo ramble because his points are fucking retarded.
Your point is retarded. That's the point.
To reiterate, so if the Jews can pressure any fucking company, it's going to be publicly traded companies for a variety of reasons. You get the government involved in everything.
Let him finish his point, guys.
That was his point.
Then Nick is on a fucking fly list, and you're not as
not anymore. He has been on that no-fly list for a while, and he wasn't on that no-fly list for what reason?
Destiny, go ahead and say why he got banned off Twitter, and then make your Rumble connection, and then but y'all were interrupting.
5 seconds.
I want to make sure
just to be clear, we're doing the thing again where the Jews are so powerful, even even in a privately owned company, they individually target Nick Fuentes, the most dangerous man ever, going to get him banned.
Oh
okay, but they can't exert that same influence on Rumble. What about on YouTube? Doesn't the ADL go to YouTube? Why are we banned on YouTube?
Let him finish.
Okay, go ahead. And I'm done. Go ahead.
Was that good? Okay,
go.
Nick, you want to address
Well,
that?
I think Sneako wanted to talk.
One, you're saying that it's because he said that he loves Hitler and all that stuff. Doesn't that kind of prove the point? You were saying that you can criticize all minorities. You could say that you love Mao, you love Stalin. You could say that you love all these historical leaders. But when you say I love Hitler, for example, that is seen as the worst person of all time. That's one that
Hitler probably was the worst person of all time.
Why?
Wow.
See, but that's the program. That's exactly what it
He
is.
systematically led the murder and extermination of like some 11 to 17 million people.
Stephen, I'm from an ethnic cleansing in 1999. They murdered most of my family. We didn't have a military. Nobody even knows about my fucking war. And I'm not farming sympathy and going to Jewish Hollywood execs saying, make a movie because I'm going to cry for 20 decades. Bro, I'm telling you, you only focus on World War II because you're programmed to. Dude, you'll never talk about Stalin like that.
Wow. Who do you think you're talking to?
And that it also proves the point. If you're saying Hitler's the worst person of all time, but you're looking at all the other leaders that have caused genocide on other minorities, you don't see them as evil people, but Hitler is the most evil one because he genocided the Jewish people.
Bro, you can't say you don't see them as evil people. What is that insane dichotomy? Of course I think they're evil. You don't think I'm talking about
So why is Hitler the worst?
Because they led an unprunprecedented systematic elimination
on who?
On Jewish people, on Soviet captured people, on the Romani people, on Polish people, on gay people, and
do people criticize him because of all the others? What group did Hitler genocide that people are really afraid about? Why do they say that Hitler's the worst of all time?
The two biggest ones are Jewish people and Soviet people. That's why Russia to this day defines itself.
Does anybody care about the Hitler genocide on Soviets? Nobody talks about that.
That's all of Russia's foreign policy. Why do you think you talk about going to Ukraine?
You're lying. You're lying right now because you and I covered Hassan Piker saying Hitler wasn't bad for invading Poland. He was bad for killing Jews, and you covered that, and you changed your position.
Okay. Read the live chat more. Is that your notes? That looks like a live chat.
That's Adam 22
reading the live chat for more answers.
Adam 22, stop texting.
I want to reply because I never got to reply.
I want him to reply about the Twitter thing. Why did you get banned? He's saying that you got banned for something else. But
why Twitter and not Rumble? I want to hear that.
Hang on. So,
well,
first of all, he said,
Ramble.
There it is. Got to derail because he has no answer.
Start, man. Let him start. Go
right? So first of all, you said, well, I know why you got banned on Twitter. And then I said, no, you don't. And then you made a funny, cute joke and said, well, I know Elon do. So no, I was told by Twitter that I was banned for repeated violations of the terms of service, even though I was there for 24 hours. But regardless, either way you cut it, my argument is they banned me because the ADL told them, because the ADL says jump and they say how high. The argument is, well, they banned you because you said you love Hitler. And like Sneako says, well, that would be an obvious contradiction. It would show that talking about Jews is obviously exceptional. It's not like other things. Leafy didn't get banned from Twitter. Leafy's going on Twitter and saying all gay people are pedophiles. All gay people are terrible. Do not be gay. Gay people are losing. He didn't lose his Twitter, but I make a Twitter and I lose it in 10 minutes. I literally make a burner with a fake phone number, a fake email, a fake profile picture. Somehow they know they banned me in 10 minutes. I use a VPN. So you're wrong either way. Now, as far as Rumble goes, this is always the argument. I remember in July 2021, I put out a tweet on 4th of July and I said, happy Independence Day to the gay country that banned me from all social media. And some faggot in the replies goes, well, you're still tweeting. And this is like the same argument. So wait a second. Nick Fuentes, you're banned from TikTok, Reddit, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. YouTube literally told us before we went live, you can't go live with Nick Fuentes because it would be circumventing a ban. So your argument is, so Nick, you're banned from every social media platform in the world, but you're still on Rumble. Ha! Case closed, point is proven. And it's just like the other thing where it's like, well, Nick, so you're saying the Jews control the DOD and the State Department, but they didn't go through the CIA, point is proven. It's always just like bullshit obfuscation. Obviously, they exert control. The ADL does this. They're belligerent, aggressive berserkers. They did this to Facebook. They did this to Twitter. They go for the advertisers. They go for the public campaign. It's probably why I don't have a deal with Rumble. I don't want to out anybody, but there's people here that probably have deals with Rumble, and there's other people. I think you have a deal with Rumble. I don't get a fucking deal from Rumble. I'm one of their biggest streamers.
Do you think it's because of the ADL?
If I went live exclusively every night on Rumble, I'd be pulling 6,000 or 7,000 viewers on Rumble. I should get a fucking deal. I don't get a deal. They don't talk to me.
Do you think it's because of the ADL?
They said no JQ. So the Kick literally
Do you think Kick is influenced by the JQ? Or isn't that guy Australian?
They are 100% influenced by the ADL. Yes.
How?
Because they know that they're going to go after these platforms.
Hold on. Kick is all private equity. There's no advertisers. It's all crypto gambling. Where does the ATL influence?
Let's move back to Yang.
Because
No.
Let me keep going. Yeah.
I want to hear this one now.
Well, you should ask the CEO, because the CEO of Kick went out there and said no JQ on the platform specifically.
Why?
He didn't give a reason,
Exactly.
but somebody told me.
Whoa. You don't think it's
They
because
said no free speech. The CEO actually went public and said that there's no free speech.
now
on the
Aiden
platform.
Ross can go on
What
there.
is free speech
because
about?
when people
Racist
make
jokes.
because when people make streaming platforms, they don't want. And Aiden Ross has gotten in trouble for a lot of the edgy content he's did outside of the JQ shit as
get
well.
kicked off.
Never
What
canceled.
was the trouble?
Never canceled though.
Never
No,
can.
you got a 2-hour ban.
Yeah, Google
because-
some shit
No,
more.
I don't. I'm looking at my notes. Okay, so number one, here's just a quick question. You're not going to answer this. Do you have any proof at all that the ADL told Twitter to ban you?
Yeah.
What?
You can look it up. Look up ADL,
No.
Elon Musk. No, swear
I'm
to
asking,
God.
is there proof that
Yeah,
the
no,
ADL?
He's telling you, he's telling
The
you,
audience
Destiny.
can
Let
look
him
it up.
answer.
There's literally, I mean, I could pull it up for
Yeah,
you.
tell me.
The
Destiny, let him
ADL
answer.
said there's 5 people you can't bring back: David Duke, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, Donald Trump, Andrew Tate. I said this earlier. 3 people have not been brought back: David Duke, me, and Alex Jones. Elon Musk said Alex Jones can't come back because of Sandy Hook. Me and David Duke are the only 2 in the list that talk about the Jews.
But you did come back.
And then they rebanned
Why
me.
wouldn't they just keep you banned?
Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. But they rebanned me in 24 hours. What do you mean? What do you? No, I don't understand.
Okay, I can lay this out so
I didn't
simply.
break the rules.
Here's
They rebanned me.
here is the appallingly
Amazing.
obvious take.
Right.
Okay, some speech is not corporately popular because all it does is it gets your platform in shit. You
Corporately
lose
popular.
advertisers, you lose popular
That's
support. Having people on the platform saying, I'm going to go to war with Jews, I love Hitler, shit like this, literally doesn't benefit them at all. The same as if somebody got on a Twitter account and just started spam calling people to kill themselves, or was just spamming like fucking, I don't know, videos of people getting killed. I don't know, that's against TOS, right? We don't need a conspiracy to explain literally any of this. I'm sorry. People probably don't want you in Rumble because people don't want Rumble to be seen as just a platform where all the Nazis go. Okay. Elon doesn't want you on Twitter, although he gave you an unban because as soon as you got unbanned, within 24 hours, you were already tweeting crazy shit and then you were back in Spaces talking crazy shit. People don't want you on Kick, a company owned completely by private equity with no external advertisement whatsoever. What is tying all of these together? The ADL, which is only spending $500 million, 5 times the XQC deal. You think that's enough for them to keep every single one of these social media platforms under their thumb? What was Elon's individual investment in Twitter? Was it like $33 billion? And you're saying $500 million is enough to keep Facebook, market cap of what, $1 trillion fucking dollars? Facebook, Twitter, private equity held, Kick, private equity held, Rumble, publicly traded. Somehow the ADL is keeping you off of all these platforms. Don't you think it might just be the case that people don't want you because you're radical, you just spew right-wing talking points, and it's bad for the platform?
Yeah, let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Just to be clear, well, you
Okay.
can after I
Yeah,
ramble.
yeah,
Let Destiny finish.
Yeah.
Let Destiny finish.
Every single ban you have
Ramble.
can be very easily explained by this is not popular, makes our platform look bad, and we don't want it. And I don't have to invent like sometimes the ADL is a lot of pressure, sometimes they keep 5 people banned, but they accidentally unban me, but then they remember to reban me, and they somehow influence publicly traded companies to get rid of me, but not Fresh and Fit that have me on them. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. So first of all, you said, could you show me where the ADL? Because I'm sure someone in chat said that didn't happen. It's right here. If they Googled it, October 28th, 2022, 5 things ADL is watching following Elon Musk buying Twitter. Point number 1. In addition to Trump, other high-profile and dangerous individuals may be allowed to return to Twitter. David Duke, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, Steve Bannon. These are those are the 5 that they listed.
But Trump got unbanned, and you got unbanned.
Hang on. I already said that. I said the 3 that have not been allowed back, me, Alex Jones.
You were allowed back.
Hang on. You don't even let me finish.
Because your
Marlon doesn't even say anything. When I interrupt or laugh, I get fucking called out.
Yeah.
When you interrupt, no one gives a fuck.
My bad.
Anyway, that's okay. You're cool. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying.
Didn't Andrew Tate on a bench?
Cheating.
Let him
finish.
He did specifically mention Andrew Tate came back. He mentioned that 3 people were not able to come back.
Andrew Tate came back because he's a Jew.
So
I addressed this. Trump came back. And now it came back.
Andrew's not Jewish.
And back to Stephen Bonnell with the gaffification. So I said the people that were not permitted back are people that, one, Elon Musk specifically said Alex Jones can't come back because of Sandy Hook. He's got a personal gripe. The other 2 that haven't come back, it's me, it's David Duke. We're the only 2 that talk about Jews. And by the way, you say, oh, well, maybe it's just because they don't want you. Maybe it's just because it's a brand risk. Really? And I go back to once again, you engage with like this part of it and blow it up. It's all sophistry. So let me ask you this, Destiny, with the face in the phone. If Leafy is tweeting every single day for the last 5 or 6 weeks, gay people suck, gay people. Fucking pull up his timeline while you're on your phone and look at all the stuff he's tweeting about LGBTQ people. Why don't you look at that? That's not a brand risk, but I am. I went on my stream and said, which you didn't even listen to, I know. I tweeted nothing that was offensive. And on the voice chat, I said, we have to be radical. Alex Jones calls me Little Hitler. We have to lean into that kind of stuff. So now their policy is hate speech says you can't incite hatred or violence against a group, which is not what I did. They banned me in a very short time. They didn't give me a reason. They didn't tell me it was because of the voice chat. They just took me off. So if it's about bad content or something like that, clearly Leafy's content, and I'm not trying to get him banned, but Leafy's content is more against the rules than the stuff that I said. What's more, you didn't address the Kanye West was told personally, you can't come back by Elon. And what did Elon do? Or rather, what did Kanye do? Kanye tweeted the swastika. That's it. He didn't call for the death of anybody. He didn't say anything hateful. He tweeted the swastika and the Star of David.
Swastika. It's
the seal of Solomon. Don't say David.
Right.
That's a lie.
Okay, true. The
Star of Remphan.
Yes.
There you go.
So he tweeted that, and Elon literally told him, when all the reinstatement was happening, no, you can't come back. So there's obviously a common denominator here. All the stuff that you throw out there falls apart when you look at the breadth of the evidence. People get more canceled for talking about the Jews than they do anything else. They do about gay people, about Muslims. Talk about goalpost shift. Initially, you said, well, people get canceled for anything. Not Leafy for gay people with a contract on Rumble and still on Twitter. Not all these Jews that bash Muslims. They're still getting contracts and they're still on Facebook. Only the people that talk about Jews in Israel. And I said the ADL is part of that. You always say, well, you say the ADL controls everything. ADL is a part of that. They're part of this berserker army that goes after these guys. And we could get into Facebook. I didn't get to hit that, but we could get into that later.
Yeah. Basically, you're saying the pressure is always there. But can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure, please.
Actually, I don't know how good faith Steven's being because I've watched Steven for years and a lot of people in chat have. Did you know there's one group of people he does not joke about for the last 4 or 5 years? Every other place he goes edgy. I can find a million clips of any minority group, but there is one where it's like, I can't find Steven doing any anti-Semitic comedy. He could go against blacks, Chinese. Like, if you really want to look for clips of Steven mentioning the Jewish community, it's fucking scarce. But he's an edgy guy. Right. He attacks everyone.
You've attacked Islam. You've made a lot of jokes. Even Zherka makes jokes about Islam too.
Yeah.
Okay, but why is it not
it's
easier
to make fun of a nose?
Because it's like I've challenged people to come on my stream and give me like, what are good Jewish jokes? I don't even know any. Like everybody brings
I remember that stream.
There's a lot of jokes.
I got
every single
What are you talking about?
I got
Sesame Street Jewish jokes. I know 30 off my head, but I want to keep my bank account. What are you talking about?
You're a Muslim. I'm sure you know all sorts of Jewish jokes.